Hi, thank you for clicking on the video, and I hope everyone is doing really well. So today I am reacting to another video from the podcast from this channel. His video is entitled, Have an Overeating Problem? Just Keep Eating. I have two theories. One, based on the title, I'm going to possibly agree with him on this one, which is life-shattering, heart-shattering, earth-shattering. Or number two, it's clickbait and he has misunderstood what the person he is reacting to is saying. Possibly a third option, a little of both. But let's watch it.
This one's called Just Keep Eating.
Guess what? What you ate yesterday has no bearing on what you should eat today.
Correct. When I developed bulimia, and that gradually turned into just binge eating because I was really fighting the urge to throw up after eating, I basically developed binge eating because I would just binge and then wallow in my pain and suffering and misery. But I made myself sit through that and not purge. The next day, I had to reset. I could not restrict because I knew what that cycle was going to look like. And I was not going to get into the habit of doing that every single day. Binge, fight the urge to purge, possibly purge, or just be in pain for the night, restrict, repeat. I couldn't do that. I had to every morning just say, yesterday was yesterday, get back on track, get back on the schedule, get back into the routine that you have established for yourself as a healthy routine. And I had one down packed, and every so often my emotions would get out of control, my eating would just become my coping mechanism for the evening, and it turned bad. So I had to reset, get back into the routine of eating the way I wanted to the next day. You should not restrict the next day after a binge.
We need some kind of voice censoring. We need some kind of feature on these apps that make abrasive voices less abrasive. Why do you come in so hot? Why do you come in so hot to a video?
Because this is something that is severely misunderstood, and it leads to really bad habits forming, really unhealthy lives. That is why she is so passionate. It's because this is important. This is something that can literally make or break a person's life and make or break their mindset.
Why do you have to have that abrasive? These people not even... before you post a video, it loops and it plays. You can see what you're posting. Do you not check to see what other people might hear?
Sir, this has nothing to do with this topic, so please stay on topic or just don't make your video.
All right, here we go.
Guess what? What you ate yesterday has no bearing on what you should eat today. If you ate carbs yesterday, you can have more carbs today. If you ate sugar yesterday, you can have more sugar today. So let yourself have the stuff that you're craving, because as soon as you try to limit it, that's when you're going to feel out of control around it.
That's what a fucking addiction is. Oh my God, you're just letting everyone know that has food addictions to indulge in their addictions. So let yourself have the stuff that you're craving, because as soon as you try to limit it, that's when you're going to feel out of control around it. Yeah. Anyone who's an alcoholic, how does that sound for you? If you're an alcoholic, oh, just drink. You had alcohol yesterday, but you can have alcohol again today.
See, the difference is you need food to survive. You actually don't need alcohol. Hi, sober, 4 years. Didn't add, it deterred from my life. Food, however, is a little different because we actually need to eat to survive. Do not compare apples to pillows, okay? Don't do it. Don't do it.
I mean, if you limit your alcohol, you're just going to feel out of control, or, around it. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I'll just limit that crystal meth. Now, you know what? Have as much as you want, because if you limit your meth intake, yeah, you're going to feel out of control around it.
Clearly, you've never struggled in your life, so shut up about things you don't understand. Stay in your lane and move along, okay? You don't know what you're talking about, okay? And if you did, you wouldn't be saying this shit.
Yeah, we have a little bit more on this, but Gina nailed it right here. Let's finish the video and then we'll read Gina's comment. We talk about it a lot, but we'll read it here.
Because as soon as you try to limit it, that's when you're going to feel out of control around it. I promise that over the course of time, maybe not meal to meal or even day to day, but over the longer course of time, it's going to balance out and you will get enough variety.
Variety? It's going to balance out. It's going to tip the fucking scale, and you're going to give people diabetes, heart disease, and cancer from.
Oh my God, it's not what she's saying. She's saying if you have a craving and if you satisfy that craving with whatever it is you are actually craving, the craving goes away. And then you won't overeat on those things consistently, constantly. And you won't develop those diseases. That's what she's saying. Learn, dude. Learn. It's not that hard. It's not too late. You're not that old. You still have time to actually educate yourself on the concept, the practice of eating disorders and the recovery required to overcome those eating disorders. And I don't want to hear anything from this person, him saying that he's ever helped anyone recover from an eating disorder. No, sir, you just gave them a new one.
From over-consuming trash they shouldn't be eating. Oh my God, you just fucking... Gina, legit these companies spend millions of dollars to figure out how to make their products as addictive as possible. That's legit their entire prerogative. Hashtag FEF. 1,000,000,000%.
Yep, it's true. I'm not going to deny it. Abso-fucking-lutely. Yes. The whole point of these products is to get people to eat it. Like, that's why it exists. Just because it tastes good does not mean you're going to automatically become addicted to it, okay? What this woman is saying, not the commenter, the person in the video, what she's saying is you do not want to limit the foods that make you feel out of control simply because it's putting it on a pedestal of, oh my gosh, this thing is so amazing, but I can't have it. That kind of mentality leads to binging on those foods, because once you break and have it, it's like, well, why not just go all out? Do not limit your access to that food. They're not saying just eat and eat and eat and eat Oreos all day long. That's not what they're saying. What they're saying is, if you have a craving for Oreos, have an Oreo. If that does not satisfy it, have another one. Become intuitive to how many Oreos does it take to satisfy that craving. And if you pay attention, truly pay attention, you will find that it's probably 2 or 3. And then you feel good. Not because you didn't binge, but because you satisfied the craving, allowing yourself to have it. That is what the person is trying to say. And you are not listening. You are willfully remaining ignorant.
People don't understand how much money Nestle and Lay's spend on food science.
Oh, no. I think we do. We do.
Food science and research. Millions, tens, especially when they're developing something new. They're always trying to use the cheapest products to maximize the flavor and that bliss point, that salt, that sugar. Salt, sugar, and sweet.
You already said sugar. Did you know sugar is sweet?
Salt, sugar, and fat. So, for example, potato chips. Potato chips, tons of sodium. And we're not talking about good types of sodium. We're talking about just straight, like table salt, straight sodium, without the proper balance of other electrolytes.
So drink a Gatorade with your chips and you're good. Get those electrolytes.
In large quantities. For people that are not exercising, not taking care of their health. So you have the salt, okay? Then you have the starch, right? You have the sugar. You have the potato chip itself. You have the carbohydrate. Then you get fats. Where do you get the fats from? They're soaked in soybean oil, grapeseed oil, or rapeseed oil, canola oil, any type of vegetable oils, or palm oil. What are the other ones? Sunflower oil, safflower oil, all those polyunsaturated fats. The bliss point is that balance. The bliss point where you can't stop.
Anyone else suddenly really want some potato chips? It's just me? Because that sounds delicious. Oh my gosh, with some French onion dip.
You can't stop. You want another one.
Here's the thing though. If you allow yourself to have the potato chips when you crave the potato chips, you will stop. He's like, you can't stop. You just can't. They're just so addictive. No, you will stop. You will come to a point when you recognize the satisfaction after eating the chips, and you will stop. He is creating distrust in the human body. And that is how you go down the path of binge, purge, restrict. Binge, purge, restrict. Or orthorexia. Basically, fear of food. So, sir, I'm going to choose not to listen to you because I am sick of my eating disorder. I don't want it anymore. And you perpetuate it for, tons and tons of people. So good job to you if that's what your goal was, because you're not helping anybody. That is the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you did not enjoy it, you can give it a thumbs down. That is cool too. I don't mind. If you are not subscribed already, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit the notification bell to stay notified of all future uploads. If you have any comments, questions, video suggestions, anything at all, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. Be sure to go follow me over on Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye!